and trust, y'all, now it all unfolds to the benefit of our awakening. There are no mistakes, y'all, now it all unfolds for the benefit of our awakening. We are one mind, we are one love, and we now unfold into awakening. We are one mind, we are one love, and we now unfold into awakening. Rest, accept, and trust, y'all, now it all unfolds for the benefit of our awakening. We are one mind, we are one love, and we now unfold into awakening. We are one mind, we are one love, and we now unfold into awakening. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh. Hi. How is everybody? Wow. What a glorious day. I'm telling you, it's beautiful over here. And it's been a whole month of rain and everything like that. And so now, it just feels like a new beginning. And I'm going to talk about that because so much has happened since last I was here. But let us pray. We are one mind, one love, and everything that occurs is for our healing, our awakening, our joy, our peace, because that's what we are in truth. As we gather today, we co-create this circle of unconditional love, where everything that we like and everything that we do not like is included. I am grateful for all of it. All of it. Every situation, every person, every thought, every feeling. Oh, I love life. And I know you do too, or you wouldn't be here. So here we all are on this journey in this three-dimensional reality, and we are unfolding. Blessed be, and so it is. Oh goodness. I really think of that, you know, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't supposed to be here, or if I didn't love, you know, if this wasn't the love that I want to share, you know. I mean, it's so amazing how these truths are appearing in my life. And so and now I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of, you know, what I thought I used to be afraid of. And it's an amazing, amazing transition, you know, for me. So, from the center, I know who I am. The power of the soul. This power is my everything. It is the essence of love. From the center there is unity. We are all family. We are peace. We are joy. We are this knowing. From the center there is no polarity, no judgments of right or wrong, and love reveals itself to me. My mind cannot comprehend. And from the center there is unity. No one can tell us how to be, 'cause we are peace. We are joy. We are this knowing. And from the center there is unity. We are all family. We are peace. We are joy. We are this knowing. We are this knowing. We are this knowing. Oh, thank you, Connie. Hi. So glad to see you. Wow. It is a new song, yeah. Yeah, so, let me talk about the internet blackout. Because that week was really something. So I get into my routine, and that, routine is waking up every morning, coming into the sanctuary, doing contemplation, and so that's become, my anchor, right? So the internet, went out for a week, and I'm, all these emotions are coming up, this is my anchor, what am I gonna do, all this stuff. And, that week turned into the most creative burst of creativity like I've had in quite a while. Like, this song came, I'm going to show you some artwork that came out of it. So I couldn't even, sign into my phone or anything and find out what lesson we were on or what, Thought of Awakening it was. So I decided just to roll with it. And each morning I got up and did a sketch, which reawakened really my art making. And so, you see these paintings, you've always seen them, behind me, but I haven't created any new artwork in a long time, and that also is part of my spiritual path, my spiritual process. And even when I was very young, that was a way that I knew I was connecting with spirit, with God, you know. And I've had some real interesting metaphysical experiences with those times of creativity. You know, you kind of see some of the metaphysics going on over here. But I thought it might be fun to share just a couple of things. So I'm gonna share my screen. So during that week, like, this thing came across my Facebook feed, and it's called The People's Artist. And it was so interesting. I decided, well, let me just enter it, you know. And there's a cash prize which I could certainly use to help clean up things around my house and all. But it's not even that. Um, it was just the connection back to creating art again. And so, oh, this is the voting page if you wanna if you wanna vote. It's always fun. I'll put it in the link in the chat later. But I'm not obsessed about it or anything. I'm just sort of like a new awakening for my artwork here. Oh, here we go. So here's some of the things that I have displayed. I'm gonna start here because this is one of the newer ones that I created while on internet blackout. A little bit blurry, but a lot of what I do sometimes is just I lay the pens down on the paper and I just close my eyes and I just say, okay, let's go at it, and then I just, with my eyes closed, just make all these squiggles. And I've been looking through a lot of my old photographs and stuff, and I decided to make collages. So these are scenes from when I was doing the Cherry and Yolanda show, which was a public access TV show that I used to do here in Vermont a long time ago. But I just thought I would share. And then all of these other things are is artwork from the past. This is one I painted called Satyrs Window. It was when Glen and I first got together, and he was living in his own apartment, and I was looking at out his window one day, and this is my impression of the scene from his window. It's one of my favorite one of my favorite things. I actually sold this piece of work to someone in California, so I don't have the original anymore. But here's another collage that I did during internet blackout. And I'm, using pictures from a visit with my mom on the beach in Sarasota, Florida, and these are all just different paint chips that I have applied. And this is the last one I did that I just finished a couple of days ago. Here's another picture of me in a glittery outfit going, yay! But just the the swirl of energies that surround me and that comfort me. And so that was part of what I was doing. I'm going to stop share. And I just wanted y'all to see some of that. But I also have a treat that I'm going to share with you. On May 31st, I'm going to release my next single called Sparkle, which is based on Regina's Thoughts Awakening number 12. So I wanted to share this little, I'm just going to give you a teaser, but it's so cute. Regina gave me permission to use photographs of her and to animate them. And she said she liked to roller skate, which I do too. It's like one of my favorite things. So I created a couple of little AI animated pictures of me and Regina roller skating together. So it's just so cute. I can't wait to share it with you. Here we go. Look to the sparkle. Oh, goodness gracious. Isn't that cute? Just roller skating around. Oh, so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. You know, oh, there's one more thing I actually want to share with you, too. And so over the time, that anyway, I can't remember the sequence of events, but it was Glen's birthday during this time, and uh, I I had such a great experience. I'm gonna read you the contemplation that I wrote about it because okay, this was contemplation day 134, and Regina's thought of awakening that day was fear is an obstacle because fear says stop. Whenever you look at fear, notice that its message is stop. Then ask yourself if you want to stop. What is fear? What is fear trying to stop you from? Look at that too and see if you want to stop. Look to see if you want to listen to fear. So this was, I think, the day that I was able to get back on the internet, and the day before was Glen's birthday. And this is what I said. Fear is trying to stop me from being authentic. I don't care, because even when I feel fearful, I don't give it my focused attention anymore. I look at it, notice it, feel it, and move on with a laugh at that which I once let stop me. I do not believe fear's lies. It has dreams of hatred and attack. I do not. My path is to move forward, live from the heart, live from the authenticity of the truth of my uniquely individualized expression of the oneness. That's fun. So, last night I got dressed up. I went to a fancy, expensive restaurant by myself. I celebrated Glen's birthday by eating his favorite meal. And I laughed, and I had fun, and I talked to the waiter and had pork chops, mashed potatoes, collard greens, and the white chocolate strawberry rhubarb cake that the hostess's mother made. I shared with all of them about my beloved husband. I was afraid to do this. I was afraid that the staff and the customers would think I was a sad old lonely lady reminiscing about her past. I felt that fear, but I knew it wasn't my truth. I went, and I had fun, just being myself with strangers and enjoying my own company. It was a wonderful, freeing experience. Fear tried to stop me from having that experience, but I didn't let it. Blessed be. I was happy to say that there's been a huge healing over here, and thank you for your contribution to my healing. So, I decided that I would like to share one of Glen's booklets today. But before I do that, I want to play my song and video called Did You Know? As a little introduction to Glen's booklet. So I'm going to have Shauna play that.
is your true identity. And did you know that love is all encompassing? And everything you fear is now all dissolving. Love is not in conflict, love simply is. Love is inclusive, it surrounds and transcends. Ooh, love is all there is. Love is inclusive, love is all encompassing. Well, did you know that love has no opposite? And did you know that no one is left outside of it? No one in exile, all of us are a part of it. Love is not in conflict, love simply is. Love is inclusive, it surrounds and transcends. Ooh, love is all there is. Love is inclusive, love is all encompassing. Right now, let's sing it again. Love is not in conflict, love simply is. Love is inclusive, it surrounds and transcends. Ooh, love is all there is. All there is. Love is inclusive, love is all encompassing. Love is all encompassing. Love is all encompassing. Love is all encompassing.
Glen's booklets. I really love this, and I always love his commentary on A Course in Miracles. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to share a little bit about. I'll share my screen again and see. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So we are looking at Chapter 11, God or the Ego, the Condition of Reality. And please, jump in with comments or whatever if you have them. Okay, so Glen in his booklets, as you probably know, always had a image to start off with. This is obey, never trust your own eyes, believe what you were told. I think this was from the book 1984, I believe. And then he followed that up with sing around the campfire. It was so funny how you put these things together. Then his commentary, which to me, always these commentary calls it the explanation of images, but they really do summarize to me the point of the lesson. So, what's the truth? The truth is a truck is just running by. What is the truth? Where do I go? What do I want to do, and how am I supposed to know? We're part of a community of mighty companions that's got our back. That's you guys. Thank you. More importantly, our friends, those we trust with our intimacy, help us to make good decisions. So true. We need the love and support of our friends just to let us know we're not going crazy. That's striking me as very funny today. We don't have to prove ourselves. We can be funny and risky and vulnerable. Now, for those of you who knew Glen, what do you think? Funny, risky, vulnerable? Perhaps. We're becoming more powerful and more uniquely individualized while seeing how we exquisitely fit in and fit with those around us. That sentence right there really grabbed my heart, and I've been thinking about that and contemplating that. We are becoming more powerful and more uniquely individualized while seeing how we exquisitely fit in and fit with those around us. We are needed as we need others. We function as a creative force and a support structure for the world we want to experience. We are building experiences together, sharing values and resources. I can sing with you, cry with you, and build with you. I'm stronger because of the we of us. Which reminds me of Cindy. I love us. I really do. So let's have a look at the wisdom here, and please chime in if anything strikes your fancy. So, as you have experienced, his booklets when I'm sharing them before, he highlights certain passages and then comments. So we start off with, the world as you perceive it cannot have been created by the Father, for the world is not as you see it. Jacqueline, you said something like that to me a while back, and I was just like, really? Really? And now I think of you almost every day because of this very, very piece of truth. God created only the eternal, and everything you see is perishable. Everything I like is perishable. Everything I don't like is perishable too, but everything I like is perishable. That's pretty amazing. That's another thing I've been contemplating, it's all temporary. It's all an illusion. It's all, separation because it's out here and we think it's separate from us. And all of it is. Even that which I like. Therefore, there must be another world that you do not see. Perhaps. Yes. Okay. So Glen says, we know that this can't be all there is to our lives. It's this question that leads us to open our hearts and minds to something else. When this first happened for us, it's likely there was someone pointing out the truth. Yeah, awakening together. Question, what world do we live in? What world do we live in? And if anyone would like to comment on that question, feel free. I think it's interesting. This course says the world I see holds nothing that I want. And beyond this world, there is a world I want. Yeah, so everything I see is perishable. But the world that's truly there, I can see that too. Everything I see with my eyes. but I can see beyond that. I can see beyond that. Wow. Every loving thought that the Son of God ever had is eternal. The loving thoughts his mind perceives in this world are the world's only reality. The loving thoughts that my mind perceives are the world's only reality. The loving thoughts. Wow. The real world can actually be perceived. All that is necessary is a willingness to perceive nothing else. So Glen says what we remember and how we learn is through relationships, and he was really super big on that. Remember that time when you, quote unquote, or let me tell you when something like that happened to me. Those lessons are always around. Our relationships are real. Our connection and belonging is real, and we can count on that. Question: how do you help others see what is true? I've been contemplating that question too, and I feel like my particular answer to that would be by living the truth, you know, by living this love and sharing it. But just my life, you know, just paying attention to my thoughts and noticing when I'm off center. And coming back into center, what a beautiful practice that is, and what an effect that has not only on me, but on everyone I interact with. Wow. How do you help others see what is true? By living what is true. The Course goes on to say the ego may see some good, but never only good. That is why its perceptions are so variable. It does not reject goodness entirely, for that you could not accept. Whoa. That's a powerful statement. The ego does not reject goodness entirely, for that you could not accept. But it always adds something that is not real to the real, thus confusing illusion and reality. Perceiving only the real world will lead you to the real heaven, because it will make you capable of understanding it. Wow. What is the real heaven? That peace that I can access. But how do I get there? By seeing my thinking. By seeing the obstacles that stand in the way and bringing them to my attention. It's a simple process, really. Wow. And Glen says, often we want to prove our worth and talents to the world and admire others for talents that are more monetized in our culture. That speaks to me about, being an artist and everything. We can learn to see the world and our place in it differently. The ego / cultural hegemony, he likes to use that word. The ego / cultural hegemony gives us the lesson to cut corners, phone it in, etc. Who's watching? Who cares? Truth and authenticity aren't subjective, though actions and interpretations are. We don't think we have the strength to do it. I don't have the strength, but we do. The ego isn't part of the we, although it claims to be. We are creating the structures that create heaven on earth. Question: how are we coordinating with others, gathering, and building that collaborative community? Well, aren't we certainly doing that right here? My goodness. And every time I hear about, Or, like I was thinking about your golf, you Connie, you and Jacqueline's golf retreat, and I'm not a golf person, but what a wonderful community building thing that is. And I remember reading a book, The Zen of Golf. Isn't there a book called, yeah, yeah, The Zen of Golf, I think it is, or anyway, there's the title's different, but um I just think of how anything can be a community building experience if I'm in the right mind. You know, because me and this ego mind here has a lot of judgments about everything and everybody and what they should wear and what they shouldn't wear. And look at me. Who am I to talk about what people should wear? But you know, it's just funny. I'm conditioned, you know, it's all this conditioning I grew up with and everything, being a Southern girl and, you know, all that stuff. And um, my mom, and she's so beautiful and I always admired her. And so, like, I have this whole thing about, like, you know, the way I should look, the way people should dress, like all this stuff. It's just silly and ridiculous. But when I get, and sometimes that, you know, it just pops in the weirdest places. Like I'm at an event or a community thing that I want to be a part of, and all these, you know, silly thoughts come popping in, and it used to get in my way, but now it doesn't. Now it doesn't. I can return to the truth much more easily than I've ever been able to. Thank you, God. So here's the final piece of the booklet. It's the last chapter of the course, the last paragraph of the course in this chapter. The perception of goodness is not knowledge, but the denial of the opposite of goodness enables you to recognize a condition in which opposites do not exist. Wow. The denial of the opposite of goodness enables you to recognize a condition in which opposites do not exist, which reminds me of love is all encompassing. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all encompassing can have no opposite. And that's where I got the inspiration for that song, but that's such an incredible truth. What is all encompassing can have no opposite. And so love encompasses everything. That which I think is bad or stupid or whatever, it encompasses all of it. There is no opposite. It's all love. Paragraph goes on, and this is the condition of knowledge. Without this awareness, you have not met its conditions. And until you do, you will not know it is yours already. You have made many ideas that you have placed between yourself and your Creator. And these beliefs are the world as you perceive it. Truth is not absent here, but it is obscure. You do not know the difference between what you have made and what you have created. And I love that distinction that, you know, Spirit makes in A Course in Miracles. What we have made is perishable and will arise and fall. But what you've created, your thoughts of love, exist eternally. To believe that you can perceive the real world is to believe that you can know yourself. You can know God because it is His will to be known. The real world is all that the Holy Spirit has saved for you out of what you have made. And to perceive only this is salvation, because it is the recognition that reality is only what is true. Wow. Wow. Reality is only what is true. And I love at the beginning of this lesson where, she talks about thoughts of love being true. The loving thought, every loving thought that the Son of God ever had is eternal. Every loving thought that the Son of God ever had is eternal. I love ya. Love ya. Just love ya. All right. Well, Shauna. Okay, so Shauna, if you'll play "The World I See," this is one of my favorite songs that Spirit has ever given me, and Glen filmed this video right here on our property before the house was torn down, and the world I see holds nothing that I want. Beyond this world, there is a world I want, and that just feels so epic to me. It feels like this epic journey that we're on. So, all right. Thank you, Shauna.
Ekon ka satanam karta pukanire bone ber akamore rajuni sevam guru prasad jak ad such to God such heavy such nanaka hose be such Ekon ka satanam karta pukanire bone ber akamure rajuni sevam guru prasad jak ad such to God such heavy such nanaka hose be such The world I see holds nothing that I want. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. Oh, there is a world I want. Oh, there is a world I want. What is valueless? I escape the chains I've placed upon my mind and open the door to my true self and open the door to my true self. never akamure rajuni sevam guru prasad jap ad such to God such hey be such nanaka hose be such.
Okay, so let me share what this has to say. This is a really cool mantra. I love mantras, but it means this: God is one. I am one with all beings. Truth is God's name. The vibration of God's name is what created all beings, and that vibration is within me. Therefore, in my core, I am truth. God is the doer. God does all things. God works through me. God works through everyone in my life. God is fearless. I am fearless. God has no revenge. I stay present. I don't hold on to the past. I live in this moment in full compassion and acceptance of what is. God exists in the undying form. God is in the purity of our efforts to live in a spiritual way, and these efforts never die. Every thought of love that we have is eternal. Within me, I have the power to find light, to find love, to find joy. I don't need anyone or anything for this. Oh my goodness gracious. That was written by Siri Guru Granth Sahib. Wow. I just love these mantras. They really take me to a wonderful, wonderful place. And I just felt like that was describing what we were talking about. So,
Yolanda, you don't want me to play the last song?
oh, was there another one? I forgot. Life cannot be controlled. Life cannot be controlled. It doesn't need to be. It holds everything perfectly, yeah. The source of life is. Life is, yeah. The source of life is. Life is. One seems to come from the other, and yet the two are twin brothers. Yes, they are. All right. Well, life cannot be controlled. Life cannot be controlled. Who can put a hand on life and put it in a chokehold? Oh, yeah. Life is, I see that it is, I love that it is, and that lets me see the source. When I see the love that is me, it seems to be all that I'm made of. Love is all I'm made of. All right. Life cannot be controlled. Life cannot be controlled. No, no. It doesn't need to be. 'Cause life works out perfectly. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon and for spending this time with me. I appreciate you very, very much. I'm going to just say, listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one, and she will tell you how to act like it. Thank you, my loves. See you next time.
And now in all your doings be you blessed. God has turned to you to help save the world. Teacher of God, his thanks he offers you, and all the world stands silent in the grace that you bring from him. You're the son he loves, and it is given you to be the means through which his voice is heard around the world, to close all things of time, to end the sight of all things visible, and to undo all things that change. Through you is ushered in a world unseen, unheard, yet truly there. Holy are you, and in your light the world reflects your holiness, for you are not alone and friendless. I give thanks for you, and join your efforts on behalf of God, knowing they're on my behalf as well, and for all those who walk to God with me. Amen. I love you. I love you.